murder-suicide at a retirement community in Oldsmar leaves 2 men dead.
Jake Peterson is live there tonight, and Jake, these 2 men had quite a history together.
Yeah, they sure did. They've been living next to each other for years, right here, 39 and 40, where the cars are. But deputies say they've also been feuding for years. They would block each other's driveways, turn on the sprinkler system so water would hit the other's property. But last night, one of the men ended this feud in a very violent way. 75-year-old Stephen Larson and 80-year-old Edwin Barthold couldn't stand each other, and it was well known.
There had been word passed before and things like that.
Even the cops were called earlier this year after a sprinkler incident, but nobody ever thought this long-time feud would turn deadly.
It sounded like fireworks going off. 5 of them real fast. Looked out the window and saw the gentleman across the street laying on the ground, big puddle of blood underneath him.
Investigators say Larson called Barthold outside and began shooting 6 times.
That's a man who was hell-bent, that no question that he was going to kill this guy, and he executed him. And then decided at 75 years old he had enough. He went in the garage, sat down in the chair, put the gun in his mouth, and pulled the trigger, and that was the end of it.
Looking on were the spouses of these senior men, both home when the shots were fired. One even had to be rushed to the hospital after she learned about the incident. This neighbor can't believe a dispute over sprinklers ended up so deadly. But Daniel Wade says Larson always wanted to be in control.
I think he kind of wanted control of his own destiny and stuff like that. As far as what he had done, he wasn't going to go to jail for it.
Back here live, family members of both victims are at the homes right now. So one of them actually drove from South Carolina. Such a terrible, tragic situation for these folks because the spouses still have to live next door to each other. We're live here in Oldsmar. Jake Peterson, ABC Action News.